Hello and welcome back to TechnoSajan YouTube channel. So we got some news. Basically, AMD is planning or is in development of bringing the Strix Hello APU to desktop. Essentially, Strix Hello is only there for laptops at this point of time, but they are working on it as the first mini ITX motherboard with Strix. AMD Strix Hello APU is in development, as you can see on the screen here. It comes with Strix Hello 128 gigabytes of LPDDR5X RAM, and this is all soldered in, so there's no way you can upgrade this RAM or DDR5 support. There's no SATA connections as such. This is essentially what's there for like console, and AMD has done it previously where they made the console motherboards available for the market, and this is essentially happening again. As you can see, the board also lacks a USB 4 connection, gigabyte plus Ethernet, or even a simple SATA connection. There's nothing on it, so it's essentially inbuilt everything, and you're just getting one of each, and it's a mini ITX board, so yeah, it's a small form factor. Next up, we already know NVIDIA is reportedly having issues with RTX 5090 because of the restriction, and they had stopped the shipment. As you can see on the screen here, RTX 5090 shipments in China amid US export curbs suspended by NVIDIA. And we also know that RTX 5090 was going to be renamed to RTX 5090 then they changed it to DV2, and it is set to launch in August, this upcoming month. But now we got more details regarding it. RTX 5090 V2 GPU, and it's launching exclusively in China on 12th of August, and US exports compliant with 21K cores, 24 gigabytes of memory, and up to 600 watt TDP factory overclock. As you can see on the screen here, if we go over here, it is similar to TSMC's 4 nanometer. It is based on a different GPU type, GB202, but it's based on 240. It essentially has same GPU cores, 21760 cores. We still don't know about boost clock, but the VRAM capacity is 24 gigabytes, which is less than RTX 5090 and 5090D. Along with it, the memory bus has been reduced to 384 bits. Essentially, they are getting less performance with a bandwidth of 1.34 TB per second, terabytes per second, and the TDP, however, is remaining same at 575 watts. So we still don't know what's happening with the TBP, but yeah, it is what it is. So this is essentially RTX 5090D V2 GPU specs. Next up, we have some news regarding an RTX, not RTX but AMD's possible prototype, which was in the works. Basically, there was a rumor that RX 9070 not 9070 RX 7950 XTX is in works and it will be launched, but it never launched. But now, as you can see, possible AMD RX 7950 XTX prototype spotted with massive triple slot and a triple 8-pin ready cooler. As you can see on the screen here, this is what it looks like, and here you can see it pretty nice. Over on the top, this is RX 7900 XTX, and this is what they were calling 7950 XTX, and there were essentially rumors going on. There was that there is a refresh of 7950 XTX which is going to come, but it never happened, and it was going to be faster than 7900 XTX. And as you can see, it has triple 8-pin connector, so that rumor was true. AMD was having this in the works. Since this is a prototype, they didn't finalize it and they didn't launch it, but it was reportedly in the works. So yeah, and it comes from a Korean DC Insight forum. As you can see, yeah, it has triple 8-pin power connector. Along with it, the lighting is different from 7900 XTX, as you can see on the screen here, and the model number is also different. So the shroud was ready. Don't know why they stopped it, but yeah, this essentially confirms some rumors, some leaks were right in the past. Next up, we have some news regarding AMD's Radeon RX 9070 and it surprisingly beats out NVIDIA's GeForce RTX 5080 in Vulkan and DirectX 12 benchmarks, mainly due to optimized tech stack. As we already know, there was DirectX API, Microsoft DirectX API and vectors for NVIDIA to reduce the GPU bottlenecks so that the decompression technology was happening faster. But now this developer came out and did some other things. AMD supports Vulkan cooperative metrics since 2023. As you can see also the Vulkan hardware capability viewer. The current revision is here, but in any case, this runs great with DP4A, which is a not bad, but which is a different implementation compared to NVIDIA's neural network. But it essentially what happened, like in Vulkan, 9070 XT scored 1800 frames, while RTX 5080 scores 1630 frames in this render, so which is essentially like 10% faster with Vulkan. But with DirectX 12 9070 scored 2650 fps and RTX 5080 1260 fps in this render. And yeah, it's still a small image, but this just gives us a way for the encoding and decompression of textures in the future, how it will look like. And in that, it beat RTX 5080 at upwards of 110%, but the NVIDIA's preview driver of Blackwell is essentially bad according to him. But yeah, the thing is, and AMD hasn't released drivers for the support for the DirectX Vectors 1.2 version for Microsoft, so it doesn't use that VKHR cooperative metrics. But the user was able to use the Vulkan's metrics and able to run it essentially, and it can be implemented through RDNA 3, which is a little bit nice. But without DirectX 1.2, the RTX 9070 XT only manages to run under DP4A mode, and with that in both Vulkan and DirectX 12 they saw this difference, which is nice to see. And yeah, and NVIDIA's neural texture compression with DirectX 12 1.2 vector cooperative vector is better compared to this implementation, but this also proves that AMD's implementation for their not neural network, but their ray tracing and machine learning performance is catching up to NVIDIA's, and this just proves the path for future compression and decompression technologies coming forward in gaming. But yeah, that's it from me today. What do you think about the news? Sound off your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'll meet you in the next one. Peace out.